Picture Moscow, 1698. A 6'8" Tsar storms into the Kremlin after a year in Europe. He slams a mirror on the throne room table. "Look at us," he shouts. "Beards, caftans, we're stuck in the past." Guards appear with silver scissors. Noblemen clutch their whiskers in panic. 1 minute, Russia's elite wear century-old styles. The next, their livelihoods and their honor hang by a whisker. This isn't just a new fashion rule. It's the first cut in a cultural revolution that will ignite riots, fuel black market tokens, and change the map of Europe. And it all starts with a beard. Peter Alexeyevich Romanov, later called the Great, has just finished the Grand Embassy, a covert 18-month tour of Dutch shipyards, English foundries, and Venetian drawing rooms. Everywhere he sees innovations Russia lacks: telescopes, dry docks, coffee houses. He sails back obsessed with one idea: Westernize or fall behind. Step 1. Erase the symbol that, in his mind, keeps Russia medieval: the Orthodox beard. To chop off a beard, he tells advisors, is to chop off fear of change, but an idea is only as sharp as the blade enforcing it. On September 5, 1698, a drum roll echoes through Red Square. A herald reads the decree: clergy exempt. Everyone else, shave or pay. Boyars, merchants, even coachmen must surrender their whiskers or buy a copper Borodovaya token. The price stings. Nobles, 100 rubles a year, a fortune. Traders, 60. Townsmen, 30. Peasants, a kopeck at each city gate. Immediately, Peter stages a stunt. At a banquet, he pulls out giant shears, laughs, and personally snips the beards of his top generals, tossing tufts into soup. Courtiers force grim smiles. The message is clear: comply or be clipped in public. Yet the Tsar quickly learns that hair is holier than law. Orthodox tradition teaches that a man's beard mirrors the face of God. Priests thunder from incense-filled pulpits. To shave is to mock the Creator. Parishioners cross themselves, clutching their beards like relics. In remote villages, barbers become pariahs. Some men bury trimmed whiskers in tiny coffins, holding candlelit beard funerals. Others flee to monasteries, vowing never to present a naked chin to heaven. Peter responds with soldiers at cathedral doors, counting beards, issuing fines, turning sacred hair into taxable revenue. Money, however, has a way of growing new roots. Within months, Moscow's treasury jingles with beard money, roughly 200,000 rubles, enough to outfit an entire regiment with Dutch muskets. But the tax also fuels corruption. Customs officers pocket half the coins. Counterfeiters flood markets with fake tokens, easily cast in tin, sometimes painted gold. Peter orders new designs: double-headed eagles on one side, a bearded face on the other, ringed with the words, "The beard is a superfluous burden." Inspectors carry token drills to test metal purity, but smugglers invent hollow tokens filled with sand, splitting when drilled and clogging courtrooms with disputes. While bribes and forgeries spread, so does a quiet form of rebellion. In St. Petersburg, the newborn capital Peter builds on Baltic swamps, clean-shaven port officials wave through European merchants. Yet 2 streets over, candlelit taverns hide secret Baroda clubs. Members wear false chins by day, Velcro-like attachments grown from horsehair. At night, they unveil their real beards, toasting with kvass and muttering psalms. Traveling barbers set up whisker wagons, offering detachable locks that hook under the chin for bribe-free checkpoint crossings. Satirists pen pamphlets depicting Peter as Samson's barber, shearing national strength. The Tsar jails the authors, then, curious, reads the pamphlets aloud at court, laughing. But beneath the humor, Russia is splitting in two. By 1705, a traveler can measure longitude by facial hair. West of the Volga, clipped chins, French waistcoats, perukes dusted in powder. East of it, flowing beards, caftans, icon corners glowing in log homes. Trade statistics reveal a paradox. Duties from beard tokens boost naval spending, yet peasant evasion starves local treasuries. Peter counters with mobile checkpoints, sleds on runners in winter, barges on rivers in summer. His inspectors seize weapons, liquor, and yes, contraband whiskers sewn into pillows, bound for Old Believer communities in Siberia. Amid this tug-of-war, the tokens themselves become strange collectibles. Each beard token is palm size, stamped yearly and holed for carrying on a string. Some nobles engrave silver frames around them. turning shame into jewelry. Others melt them down, claiming, "I paid once, my silver is eternal." Museums today hold rarities. A 1705 gilded token fetched $150,000 at auction. Historians note two breed types, Muscovite big beard and merchant's square beard, proving the state tracked facial styles decades before passport photos. By 1710, Peter smiles when foreign ambassadors trade tokens as curiosities, publicity for his campaign to civilize Russia. But history loves irony, and the razor blade cuts both ways. After Peter's death in 1725, his widow Catherine relaxes enforcement. Nobles may grow modest beards if they double the tax. In 1772, Catherine the Great abolishes the levy for most classes, calling it an outdated irritant. Yet provincial governors quietly reimpose fees during wartime to fund militias, like a bad habit Russia can't kick. By 1861, beard laws linger only in military dress codes. Finally, Tsar Alexander II scraps them all together, opening the door for Tolstoyan chin forests. And, a century later, Soviet party officials sporting mustaches in Politburo portraits. So did Peter's gamble succeed or fail? In one generation, Russia leaps from east-facing principality to Baltic naval power. Shipyards modeled on Amsterdam launch frigates that chase Swedes out of the Gulf of Finland. St. Petersburg's Nevsky Prospect fills with German bakers, French architects, Scottish engineers. Diplomats who once cringed at Muscovite furs now toast a clean-shaven Tsar at Versailles. Yet cultural scars remain. Old believers brand Peter Antichrist. Folk songs mourn the beard that carried God's breath. Sociologists call the edict the first modern dress code, linking it to future mandates, Mao's suits, Ataturk's hats, even 20th century school uniform bans. And that brings us back to one question. Can a single symbol, tiny as a whisker, shift an empire? Peter bet it could. His beard tax wasn't about hair, it was about power over identity. With a pair of scissors, he turned faces into billboards proclaiming loyalty or dissent. Some historians hail the policy as visionary, slicing away medieval insulation so Russia could stand with Europe. Others call it cultural vandalism, amputating tradition for vanity's sake. Maybe both are true. So next time you stroke your beard or admire someone else's, remember, in one icy year, every hair on a Russian chin became a battlefield. And somewhere in a collector's cabinet, a copper coin still whispers, "The beard is a superfluous burden." If you want more stories where a tiny detail rewrites an entire nation, hit like, tap subscribe, and ring the bell for history hackers. Which side would you choose? Shave for progress or keep the beard for faith? Drop your verdict in the comments. Until next time, stay curious and keep your whiskers safe.